In the previous video, I talked about your design intent and how you would communicate your design via the industrialbuilding.dwg file that you can see on the screen. Now, what you'll notice in that industrial building drawing is it simply is a conceptual design. It gives you a visual idea of what's going to be built. There are grid lines there, but there's no actual dimensional annotation coming off those grid lines. There's no floor plans, for example, to give you an idea of the rooms inside the building. These are all elevations, giving you an idea of what the building's going to look like if you were standing either in front of it, behind it, to the right of it, or to the left of it. Now, what we need to think about is typical construction drawings. What do they look like? What are we going to have to create to get somebody to construct what we have already designed? So I've got another drawing for you open in Autocad. It's called New Cabin Design. And again, you can download this from the library to follow along with this particular video. Now you'll notice I'm in one of the layout tabs. We have elevations, we have floor plans, we also have building sections and notes there as well. But if I jump back to the model tab, you can see it looks very, very different. And of course it does, because what we've got here is our design. And this is where we do all of our designing in the model tab in AutoCAD. And then what we do is we take those designs into scaled viewports in the layout tabs to communicate that design intent. So for example, if I zoom in on this floor plan here, you can see that there's our floor plan showing, for example, the kitchen and also the master bedroom and also the master bathroom and so on. There's lots of information there. There's the mudroom, the half bathroom, the laundry and so on. And this is a cabin design, so it's going to be out in the woods somewhere. So you're going to have things like a mudroom and a utility room to put your muddy boots in after you've been out for hikes in the mountains, for example. You've also got a lovely wooden deck there, you can see, to sit outside of an evening and enjoy the sunset. So what you're trying to do here is take this design and give it to somebody and say, I want this built in the woods so I can go for my mountain hikes and so on. So what we've got to do there is communicate that information to the person building this particular new cabin that we want in the woods. So this is why we have things like the elevations. Now the elevations, again, like the industrial building drawing, give us a visual concept of what it will look like. If we zoom in, you can see there it's letting us know what finishes we have on the chimney, on the gables, on the log posts, and also the diameter handcrafted full round logs there. Now these all have a diameter and it's 12 inches to 16 inches mean diameter. And all of this information allows somebody to actually build this cabin for us. So we've got the tiling there, we've got the roof offsets. If I pan across, you can see there that we've got some angles and so on as well. And we've also got, as I come down here, other angles on, say, the porch. And over here on the frontage, it shows us what the rear elevation of the property will look like as well. Now that's great, and that gives us a visual idea, but we need to communicate our design intent by way of annotation. So this is where we go into our floor plans. And we've got the upper floor plan and the main floor plan. We've also got these scaled, 1/4 of an inch to 1 foot in imperial in this particular case. But you can see we have loads of dimensional annotation. We have sections. We have our door schedules to let people know what the doors are and what the windows are in the window schedule as well. So the whole idea of all of this is it's giving somebody the appropriate information from our design to actually construct our new cabin. And then last but not least, we've got the building section as well. Now you've got the section through the building to give them all the heights and the offsets and whatever else needs to be there. But more importantly, you've got all of the standard construction notes. Now I'm not going to read all of these to you, but you can see there's a lot of information in there. And this is the kind of text information that would need to be on a construction drawing. It's letting the person know who's building this cabin exactly what the materials are that should be used. Our log timbers, our framing, our electrical and so on. All of these standard construction notes are really important because they're probably adhering to local standards to make sure that the cabin is built to standard, to make sure that everything is exactly how it should be. So that's the whole idea of your drawings and why you have construction drawings on a specific project. We're starting a new chapter now in the course, and we're going to be talking about why construction drawings. Well, why construction drawings, you may ask? Well, construction drawings are all about communicating your design intent. That's the whole idea. You're communicating information to people who are going to construct your particular design. Now, I've got a drawing on the screen for you. It's called industrialbuilding.dwg, and you can download it from the library to follow along with the videos in this particular chapter. Now, I'm currently in the model tab of the drawing, and you can see we've got various views of our industrial building. So I'm going to start over here on the left hand side. If I zoom in, you can see that we've got our grid lines giving us obviously the distances between columns and various other elements of the building. But also we're communicating our design intent by showing brickwork, glazing, steel, and so on. And that's the whole idea of what you're going to be doing in AutoCAD with your construction drawings. You're designing what you want to see built in your construction project. So if I pan across a little bit more, you can see here that we've got more brickwork, more glazing. You can see the steel arch coming across there that forms the roof of the building as well. And then if we look at some other views, you can see there's the front building view there, and as you can see we've got the front doors and all the glazing and that arched roof coming across again like I mentioned earlier. Now all of this information is interspersed with those grids, and those grids form the basis of your design intent, because what you do is for each of those grids you measure off of them for each of the aspects of your design. So you can see here as well we've got the roof there like so, and more brickwork and more glazing. So if I just double click on the wheel there and just zoom extents there and jump into one of the layout tabs, we've got a mono design intent there, and you can see now that we've got the front, rear and north and south elevations in a monochrome drawing to save a bit of ink on the plotting. And then we've also got color as well. Now obviously you can plot electronically nowadays to communicate your design intent as well. So this color can be added to your design to give you more realism, so that when people are constructing your particular project, they get an idea of what it's actually going to look like in real life as well. So your design intent is the whole idea of your construction drawing. That's the whole premise of your construction drawing. You are getting across your design intent in a real world environment to allow somebody to measure and build and construct what you've designed.